Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. This is Xander, the Ecstatic Yoga kitty cat. Sure you know Xander. Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. We are going to move through a really beautiful yin flow, adding some kind of, some static movements here and there, but holding the poses a little here and there, a little yin, a little yang, and just kind of flowing intuitively through a cat-cow, flexion and extension of the spine. And then we're going to move into a down dog flow. And then we're going to get on the floor and do a few little hip openers. And so we want to make sure that we are always in the feel so good range. If you ever go into anything that is in pain, always back off. Always honor your limitations and your body, taking responsibility for your own body. As you move through any activity in the world, but especially yoga, because it's new movements for your body. And sometimes we want to be in the allowing, not the forcing and striving. So this is yin, it's more restorative. And we're not about forcing. We're letting our bodies, allowing them to open, allowing them to move in a very feminine and yin way that allows us to open up our bodies, feel more comfortable in our bodies, feel more free to move in our bodies, and shaking off, resistances, holding back, all those things that kind of hold us in ourselves. And we just want to continue because it's a process. I want to be much more free in my body, yet I look at how I was maybe in high school, and I was far less free in my body than I am now. But I attain to be much more freer and freer every day. A little more freer in my body and in my life, and more comfortable, and relaxed and happier, and doing more and more of what I love, and holding my kitty cat. So let's begin. Finding a comfortable position, feel the sits bones connected to the earth, and taking a moment to bring your awareness to those sits bones, those two sits bones, and feeling them both, pressing equally into the earth. Just feeling a connection to both of them. It may not be exactly equal, but you want to try to balance that out. But bringing your awareness to both sits bones at the same time, and we're going to take 3 deep breaths into the belly, lower abdomen. Just mindful breathing, your own rhythm. And your awareness might naturally deepen it, lengthen it. Settling into who you are inside. And releasing all the attention from the external world, moving into pratyahara, sense withdrawal, diving into the inner sensations of your body. Still connected to the earth, secure, your body's safe. It's okay to dive into deeper, more non-physical aspects of your body and your beingness. Taking 3 nice, slow, deep breaths, no rush. We just want to really bask in this nectar of this inner being, whatever pulsing or trembling or spaciousness or just peace resides there within. Maybe a surge of emotions. It's okay. And allow yourself to bask in and enjoy just your own inner presence. That nectar's within. No one outside yourself can take that away. One more deep breath, basking in your own nectar, allowing the spine to gently move if it so desires. Coming back, coming back, coming back. And taking this moment to set an intention for yourself. Something you'd like to create. Maybe just a, step further. I'm creating a dance on the coast of Costa Rica right now. So I'm going to see it in my mind's eye. I'm going to feel all the emotions. I'm going to be right there on the beach and having the luau and the dancing and dancing and dancing on the beach and dancing. I see it and I feel it. And take a few moments to find your heart's intention. Just maybe it's just something a little more expanded and fun and beautiful in your family or at your work or your own career. Just finding that passion inside yourself, that next step. And feel free during this practice to play your own music, something that inspires you and your heart and opens you up. Beginning to just move the shoulders, move the head, maybe gentle circles in the head or back and forth. Just finding what kind of feels good for you as you just begin to flow in and above the pelvis, finding the spinal column, the arms, the neck, the head. But the lower part of the body, the sits bones are very solid. The pelvis is moving, and the sacrum is moving. So sits bones, even those legs can move a little in the hip joints. Just keeping the sits bones on the earth. But right now we're just in seated Sukhasana, deep belly breaths. Remaining inwardly focused with that pratyahara, being that inner aliveness, that inner passion, that inner nectar, witnessing the experience of the external moving. Feeling what feels good in Sukhasana. Begin to move your arms and get your arms in it if you haven't already. Beautiful. And then coming on to your table pose. The knees are right under the hips and the shoulders are directly under, the wrists are directly under the shoulders. So you're going to feel that alignment of the table pose. And so just taking a moment to feel that without moving the spine yet, taking a moment to focus in on this foundation, maybe spreading the fingers a little bit and maybe feeling the tops of the feet pressing just gently onto the earth as you set the foundation of this pose. And for right now, feeling those shoulders, the upper shoulders, just a gentle external rotation. The upper arm and shoulder and the knees are relaxed. And now begin with the next inhale, inhaling into your cow as you stick out the tailbone, arch the back, lift the head and the heart, moving the spine into extension. Exhaling into cat, Tucking the tailbone, rounding the spine like a Halloween cat, relaxing the head, and then inhaling into cow. And exhaling into cat. Feeling that flexion, tucking of the tailbone, solid foundation. Inhaling into your cow. Nice arch in the back, opening the shoulders, gentle external rotation of the upper arm, and then exhaling into your cat. Tucking the tail, rounding the back into flexion. Feeling that flexion in this cat. Begin to maybe bring those hips back, and we're going to move a little spontaneously in this cat, in this moving kind of from child's pose to a cat. And then maybe we want to bring the hips back and forth, or maybe make some circles and going both directions. Just spending some time in your own experience, basking in your own inner nectar, moving back and forth as you move into your cow. You can also come into an up dog. You can go even from child's pose to up dog. Shoulders will come back, moving that spine into extension again. A different type of extension than our cow. And so finding your flow. You can stay in table if you like. You can do anything in between, but we're keeping this foundation right now. The wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. You can get the head into some movement. Always honoring the body and moving gently and slowly. This is yin yoga. We're not challenging the body. We're enjoying the body. We're not pushing it. We're just allowing it to have fun, and our consciousness embody it even deeper, move in it even freer. And begin to release those arms, just keeping the knees moving, or maybe you want to move all the way up into a beautiful back extension, little baby cobra, pressing into the backs, tops of the feet, into the earth, fingers spread, inhaling, opening the heart. One more breath to hold the pose and release. And pushing yourself back, beginning to move. Maybe even allowing those knees to start to move a little bit, but staying in that general table pose. Maybe you want to come up. Allow yourself to move. And beginning to slow down. Maybe you're in subtle movements, but finding your body into a beautiful preparation for camel pose. Coming into hands right at the small of the back, pointing towards the earth, shoulders coming in gently towards each other, and opening up those shoulders and the heart, and gently tucking that tailbone under as you lift the heart and arch the back. You tuck the tailbone under to protect and open up space in the lower back. And holding this beautiful camel pose. If you'd like, you can bring the hands down to the heels, or my favorite, bringing your coming onto your toes and lifting those heels up off the earth, and bringing your hands to your heel, allowing your head to be in alignment with the spine. Don't let it drop. And let's engage our bandhas here, and let's breathe into the belly. 3 breaths. And notice if your mind creates any mental resistance, just noticing it. Being steady. 1 more breath. Coming out anytime you want, but always challenging yourself for 3 breaths. Bringing the hands to the hip, to the lower back again. And that's coming all the way down to our heels and moving into your version of child's pose that's most comfortable. Maybe your hands are on the side. Maybe they're out in front or making a pillow. And taking a few breaths, diving into the sensations of the body that have been evoked through the movements. Allowing your heart to come towards the earth. And we're coming up. So coming up nice and slowly. Back into the table pose for just a moment. We come forward. Down, come back. There we go. Into, actually go a little forward because I'm going to do some movements back there. And we're going to move now into our down dog flow. So curling the toes under, pressing into the hands, straightening the legs as you lift the hips up into a downward facing dog. And taking a moment to just hold the pose and notice the sensations present in your body. Diving all the awareness in, pratyahara. Engage the bandhas in 3 deep breaths. Bring your mind into the entire physical body, the pose, the energies, basking in and around all those koshas. One more deep breath. Beautiful job. Let's move into walking dog. Maybe taking a little extra time to really stretch out both those calves. And just beginning to move a little bit with the hips and finding some spontaneous movements in your down dog. Gentle movements with the head, always honoring your body, keeping the breath flowing in the belly. And maybe you have music on that excites your body and makes it want to move in certain ways. The arms into it a little bit, legs, just find some spontaneous moving, maybe a little shaking. Couple more breaths and spontaneous movement. And down dog. And coming back into your down dog, finding that foundation, fingers spread, feet a little more than hip width maybe. And then taking that right leg out behind you into three-legged dog. I think my leg might get a little cut off. Yeah, it's okay. It's there. But feel that beautiful, maybe square the hips and feel it. Feel that three-legged dog balance for a moment. Maybe even point those toes. Feel a nice extension. And then bending the knee, let's open up the hip. Open up the facing out toward the right. Right leg up and the hip open, and breathe into the belly. One more breath. And on the exhale, if wild thing is in your pose, moving into wild thing. Otherwise, just moving into maybe like a low plank. So we could move into a low side plank. So you choose. And inhaling, coming back up, back into down dog for a moment. And let's take a breath here. Relaxing the head right between the arms. Basking in the nectar. And we're going to bring that left leg out. And we're going to bring it to the elbow of the opposite side. And back up. And bring it to the same side. And on my right side. And back up. And then bring yourself into a pigeon. So bending the knee behind my right knee's behind my right wrist. Right foot's behind the left wrist. And square yourself in this pigeon. You can even come up onto your fingers. Start to square. Don't try to prevent the buttocks from rolling over. And you can put a cushion underneath for that if you'd like. Okay. And bring that opposite leg, that left leg, that knee can come back, opening up the hip a little bit. And then hands are up. And notice this sensation here in pigeon. Notice the opening of the hip, the left hip, as you allow that to sink towards the earth for a nice hip opening. Pressing the foot gently towards the earth to relax the weight off the knee on the earth. Finding your spine in real gentle extension. Shoulders back, heart open. And taking a couple breaths here. Let's do 3 breaths. You can feel the arm muscles activated. They help keep the body up. Engage that Mula Bandha if you like. Gentle engagement, the pelvic floor. One more breath. Beautiful. And on the exhale, begin to start coming down. And moving into either having the forearms on the earth, having a pillow, or the arms extended. And we'll take 3 deep breaths here. And then your next inhale, bring up gently. Oh, beautiful job. Coming back into your downward facing dog. Start in table, curling your toes and coming up, or just going right into it. And pedaling the feet a little, walking the dog. We'll move to the other side. So we're going to take the left leg and bring it up and out into 3-legged dog. Feeling that nice stability of the 2 hands and the right foot stabilizing the body. Your foundation is solid and secure. Beautiful. Feeling the toes pointing up. Taking 3 breaths here. Relaxing the head between the arms. Mula Bandha engaged. One more breath. Beautiful. Bending the knee, opening up the hip, and leaning both your body over to the left side. Hip is open. Engage the bandhas and breathe. My left hand weight is more on my thumb and my pointer finger. The other fingers are stabilizing. Nice twist. One more breath. Hip opening and moving from into either your side, low side, or your wild thing. And breathe. You can even switch from side plank to wild thing or wild thing to side plank. One more breath here. And exhaling back to your 3-legged dog. Beautiful. And then taking that left knee to the right elbow. Bring it back up. Left knee to left elbow. My rights and lefts get confused. And let's come to the nose. I don't know if I did that before, but I always like to come to the nose. And then coming up. And then coming into your pigeon. So bending the knee. So my left knee is behind my left wrist. Left foot's behind right wrist. Bringing that right leg back a little bit. Feel that hip opening on the right hip, pressing the top of the right foot gently into the earth. Make some space for the knee. Feeling the shoulders open up. You can even open the hands a little and come into like a little bit of teacup. Feeling a gentle extension in the spine, engaging the Mula Bandha in 3 breaths. And exhaling down into whatever form of extension in your pigeon feels good for you. And 3 deep breaths. Inhaling up. And again, a little more deep breaths. I apologize. Coming into this beautiful table again for a moment. And then coming to a seated position. Beautiful. Oh, Bruno. Wow. Hi, Bruno. Bruno, you're my biggest fan. Oops. Okay, so Bruno, much love to you and thank you for being here. We're going to continue this beautiful flow. I hope you can jump in from wherever you're at. Ecstatic yoga, sacred embodiment. We are. So we're going to move in. We're going to keep with this hip opening flow. Now on the ground. This is the best there. Feel those sits bones connected to the earth, rooted in. Bringing the soles of the feet together, wrapping the hands around the feet. And begin to feel a little movement. Feeling those sits bones still connected, but maybe lifting up a little at a time, side by side. Just noticing what that feels like in your body. Giving yourself a little time right now in this moment to be present in your body in this fun way. And beginning to flap the knees a little and noticing those sensations. And on the inhales, feeling your spine lengthen. And the exhales, not even feel your body sink deeper into the earth. And beginning to move a little more spontaneously in this Baddha Konasana, maybe pretending you are a butterfly, maybe even beginning to move the arms like butterfly wings. Keeping the breath flowing, forward folding as you feel those hips a little bit. You can come back and open the heart, and the chest and the shoulders, upper arms, feeling the body move naturally in a way that feels good and natural for you. Keeping the breath flowing in the belly. And then coming back to center, bringing those hands back around the feet, inhaling as you lengthen the spine, feeling the sits bones very steady, solid, pressing into the earth. Mula Bandha engaged. And then as you exhale, feel yourself hinge at the hip. Everything is, nothing's moving in my body but my hips and my lips. I'm talking to you, so my mouth is moving, but my spine is not moving. It's just at the hip joint. And find that edge, a gentle edge, never forcing, never striving. Engaging the bandha and taking a nice deep breath, resting on this gentle edge. We're inviting deeper flexibility in our body as over time practice. And on the exhale, begin to see if the body can hinge very gently forward just a little bit. Might even be just a millimeter, or maybe substantial. And one more deep breath here. It's full. At the bottom of the exhale, I invite you to come into a forward fold. So you can bring the hands in front of you now, or you can keep them holding onto the feet. You can extend them out and find your comfortable forward fold in this butterfly pose. Engaging the bandha in 3 nice deep breaths. And your next inhale coming out. Beautiful job. Get Xander in the house. Beautiful. We're going to move into a fire log. Bringing the legs out wide. Back a little bit here. This way. Hi, Xander. Xander's our ecstatic yoga kitty cat. Always likes to get in the action, huh, baby boy? Yeah. So I'm not going to mirror you right now. I have my right leg straight out. You're going to bend the left knee so that the shin is, would be, if your mat, it's just parallel with your mat. And then the right leg comes up and the right ankle is over the left knee, and the right knee is over the left ankle. And there's a little space here. I'm working on that flexibility over time. I'm going to do this more often. So we're going to inhale. You can bring the hands to your sides and teacup and feel the extension and lengthening of the spine on the inhale, just a slight extension. Beautiful. And on the exhale, hinging forward at the hips. Spine isn't moving right now. Taking a moment here. We're not going to actually move the spine in this. I'm not going to fold over. We're just going to hold the pose right here. Flexing the feet. Both feet are flexed. Engaging the bandhas and breathe. Basking in your own nectar. One more breath. And your next inhale coming up. Beautiful job. Oh, sorry, Xander. Opening up those legs and shaking them out a little bit. Flopping them around a little bit. Oh, baby. I just get still enough and he thinks it's lap time. He's my lap kitty. And then I start moving again. Okay, beautiful. So the left leg is straight out. You're going to bend the right knee. Right shin is parallel to the long edge of the mat. Feet are going to be flexed. You're going to take your left leg, bring it up. Left ankle is right on that, right over that right knee, and left knee right over the right ankle. Flexing those feet. Flex, nice flex. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Feel the sits bones pressing into the earth as the spine lengthens and elongates. Nice deep, long breath. Slight extension, shoulders are open. Bandha's engaged. And let's exhale, folding forward. Move those hands a little bit. Find a comfortable place where the spine is straight, so we're just on the hips. And 3 deep breaths as you hold this pose. Beautiful job. Next inhale, coming up and releasing the legs and shaking them out a little bit. Beautiful job. Nice hip opening practice today. We have already done a little camel, so let's come onto our back. We do just a couple more. Let's roll onto our back, do a little rolling and massage these erector spinae muscles and massage some of these organs back here, the kidneys. Just rolling here. And if the surface is hard, don't roll if it doesn't feel comfortable. And coming down and taking a moment to breathe, maybe resting the knees together, opening them up. Just taking 3 deep breaths into the belly as you notice the sensations from that set of poses. Bring your hands, palms up, just relax into the earth. Feel your shoulder blades, lower spine, just be pulled towards the earth. Just surrendering. One more breath. Beautiful. Let's move into a nice little 2-legged table. Lifting those hips. If you fail to go into a bridge, you can do that. But I'd like to kind of warm things up by being into a 2-legged table. And you can move those hips, opening them up. And our body isn't in this position very often, so noticing the sensations and just some spontaneous movements here. Feeling the foundation and the shoulder blades and the backs of the arms and the hand, the feet. That's solidly in the rest of the body. Finding its natural ecstatic movements. And then coming down 1 vertebrae at a time, massaging that spinal column and feeling that sacrum release and that tailbone. Beautiful. Taking that 3 breaths right here. Beautiful job. And we're going to move into a nice little supine pigeon or four. So keeping that left knee up, taking the right ankle resting it above the left knee, lifting that left foot up, clasping the hands behind the back of the left leg, got that nice muscle, the hamstrings, and gently pulling the leg in towards the body. You can use this right arm to open up the right hip a little bit. And let's engage the bandha, all three bandhas, and breathe. Now it feels better to just engage the Mula Bandha for me. I apologize. One more breath here. And the bottom of the exhale, releasing the leg down. And switching legs. Right knee is up. Left ankle is resting just above the right knee, lifting the right foot up, clasping the hands behind the right hamstring, gently pulling that right leg in towards the body, feeling that sensation on the left side, using the left forearm there to maybe press and open up the hip a little bit, that left hip. Engaging the Mula Bandha, and let's bring in the prana and the breath. One more breath. Bottom of the exhale, releasing that leg down. And moving the legs a little bit, maybe a little side to side. Noticing the sensations in your body. Noticing how it feels in your abdomen area, your lower back, the hips, the pelvis, the sacrum. And beginning to just move that pelvis around, that sacrum. You might want to move into some hip pointers, and maybe even some hula or cat-cow. Just moving those hips in multiple directions, spontaneous, enjoyable movement. Never moving into pain. Always allowing and honoring the body. Move safely, comfortably, in ways that benefit the body. Feeling the attention in the pelvis, the mind in the pelvis, as you bring your sacred attention to the body. Here's just the attention. It's able to manipulate this body and move it in these beautiful ways. Beautiful job. And gently moving into Savasana pose. If you want to let's bring those knees into the chest for a moment, just a final release. I don't know why I'm in such a rush to Savasana, because it's a little late tonight. Let's move into baby if you want, or happy baby. Rolling around, kicking and screaming, mommy, hold me. Final pose, whether you want to continue in baby or do some final thing that your body's just really craving. Maybe something that you didn't get that you really wanted. I'm feeling like we want to go into a fridge. And gently beginning to release that last pose. Any last movements to keep the body comfortable as you move into Savasana. And feeling your body sinking into the earth, letting the body be completely surrendered to the Mother Earth. Trusting her to take care of everything, knowing you really don't know. You have a lot of blind spots. Not any fault of yours, you're just infinite awareness, having a very limited nervous system to animate through. Do the best. Allowing the body to relax even deeper. Every muscle, every holding of tension, just releasing and melting into the Mother of the Earth. Knowing that this body is simply her elements. Instantly to dust, back into form. Thank her soul for the offering of this human experience. We surrender into her as we feel the bones coming towards the earth. The nervous system calm and relaxed. We will rest in silence. I'll bring you back. Basking in your own nectar. Taking a nice deep breath into the lower belly. Messaging to your body, mind, and spirit that you're beginning to come back from Savasana. If you have the luxury of continuing and letting it take its natural course, the time, allowing that to not wiggling the fingers and toes, beginning to bring some life back into the extremities, feeling the spaces between the fingers, the spaces between the toes, bringing those toes and fingers to life for a moment, the hands and the feet. So these are living parts of your body. Bringing your attention into movement, into these beautiful aspects of yourself. And beginning to stretch the body, bringing awareness into all the sensations as you move, fully embodied, sacred embodiment. And maybe moving over to one side or the other. Take it this time to take a couple breaths here. 3 breaths. Just sinking in, surrendering into this stillness and this nectar within you. One more breath. Making any adjustments if you need. And when you're ready, coming up to a seated position. Let's take this moment to check in, scan the inner being, inner body. Noticing the sensations, maybe you can feel the heart beating, some pulsing in the fingers, toes, tingling in the lips. It's warmth, cool, maybe energy moving, maybe it's a sense of floating or vastness, emptiness. Basking in that nectar. Connecting with your energy body, your prana. And bring yourself back to that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. And feeling those emotions, stating as if it is already here now, in the present, manifested. And leading a dance retreat on the beach of Costa Rica. And I know the beach. Whatever your intention is, if you want to come join. And beautiful, releasing that intention with the this or better, this or better, this or better. And let's take 3 nice, deep 3-part yogic breaths. Let's exhale wherever we are in our breathing cycle. And the next inhale, breathing into the belly, the ribs, and the upper chest. Pausing just a moment, the top of the inhale, gentle engagement of Mula Bandha, and then exhaling. Inhaling into the belly, like a wave, the ribs, and the chest. Gentle pause at the top of the inhale, engaging the Mula Bandha, floating, basking in the nectar. And exhale. And one more breath. Inhaling into the belly, the ribs, chest up to the claviculars, engaging, pausing, basking. Either holding a little longer or allowing an exhale, whatever feels right for you, always honoring your breath. Allowing the breath to return to its natural rhythm, watching it, alert concentration. Noticing the energy body. Continuing to breathe, but resting in meditation. One single point of concentration. 3-part yogic breath. Slight pause at the top, whatever feels natural for you, finding your own rhythm here as we continue to breathe and bask. This final meditation and breath work. And releasing the 3-part yogic breath. And those sits bones. Bringing the hands in Anjali Mudra, in front of your heart. And thank you so much for joining me. Some ecstatic movement, some static yoga. I embrace ecstatic yoga, one world, centered for awakening. And we'll close with Namaste prayer. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. And when you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining, Bruno.
How do you do that?